Hello, everybody. I'm Larry Ridley, and this is the NFL on EA Sports. Today, we've got a team that's been great at defending the pass. The Lions are top 10 at defending the pass, and they'll be going up against the Steelers, who will need to solve that secondary.
All right, Larry, first opened in 2002. There's a look inside Ford Field here in downtown Detroit. The scene a few moments ago, here it is. It's unlike any other in sport as both teams made their way out of the tunnel. These folks are fired up as their guys are ready to do battle between the Pittsburgh Steelers and the Detroit Lions. That's fielded in the end zone. And he probably should have stayed in the end zone as he'll muster a return up to only the 14-yard line.
Well, conventional football 101, tells us if you don't get it back to the 20-yard line on a kickoff return, that's a disappointment. But some of these teams, special teams coaches, with approval by the head coach, they give them full authority to go ahead and bring it out and try to be aggressive, almost what we call the green light, red light theory. Green light means go, red light means stop. Looks like he had green on that play.
All right, now, look at 56.
They go play action here on first down.
Check three.
Flush to his right. Oh, he's got some breathing room. And he'll be out of bounds right at the 35. Able to find a lot of empty space there, picking up the first down at a 21-yard gain. Offense comes to the line now, 1st and 10.
Hey, check 20. Over. Gun.
Now the first carry for Le'Veon Bell. Looking to find a lane, but he can't rein in at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play. It'll be 2nd down. So nothing there. I don't know that that's all in the back, though. You got to look at blocking there, don't you?
I would agree with that totally. At some point, they have to win at the point of attack. Instead, it was the defense getting it done again and holding them to no gain.
Over. Gun. Check. Detroit. No. Check.
Again, it's Bell. And the hole closes quickly. He gets it across the 35 to the 36-yard line. Give him 2 on that run, and they're still left looking at a 3rd and about 9 to go. He'll drop to throw. Throw left side complete. It's Cochran. And he's going to be out of bounds, but able to take it inside the 40-yard line. A gain of 26 on the 3rd down conversion.
Watch tight. Tight end's right. Watch tight. Tight end's right.
Now let's go. Blue lane.
In motion left comes Williams.
Four down.
No. Check. Patriot.
Motion.
Detroit.
On first down, he'll drop to throw. And this one is incomplete. Mike Williams, the intended target. That'll bring up 2nd down.
I like what they tried to do there. They didn't get a completed pass downfield, but they came off of a momentum play. Big-time gain on the previous snap. Came right back and threw one deep, hoping to catch them on their heels.
All right, here we go.
Now he'll look to throw here on 2nd and 10. Looking left side, and he's got a man. It's Bell. No gain on that one, and it's going to bring up a 3rd down. And they're getting him involved early.
You feel like they saw something on tape, or they just have a sense with him because he's had a good week of practice or something in that area that they want him involved, just as you said. They want him to touch it either in the running game or the passing game, but they must like the matchups they're getting.
He's got a man. It's Williams. It's a gain of 20 and picking up the 1st. He's such a good route runner. Shows it there on 3rd down. Very proficient and a good pass.
And you know what I've observed over the years in the NFL? The better a route runner you are, the more confidence your guy's going to have in you to go to you in important times because he can trust you being in the right.
And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off inside the 10. And the return just out across the 15 to the 16-yard line. Last week, somehow they won. He threw all those picks, but they still won. Here, opening drive, unfortunately, he picked up where he left off.
Partner, you get a lot of extra patience when you find a way to win despite you making mistakes. But starting out again this game, That patience is going to wear thin really quick, and I think the guys on the defensive side of the ball will be the first ones to let him know that's got to stop.
Two tights, two tights.
A first carry for Amir Abdullah. And not a whole lot to speak of there as they'll bring him down shy of the 20. 3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be second down.
Not much happening there on first down.
I thought there might have been a hole for a split second.
Yeah, but it dried up pretty quickly, didn't it? Closed fast.
Right. He's tight right here. He's tight on the right. Tight on the right.
Real set. What
Again, it's Abdullah. And he'll power his way up near the 25. Call it a gain of 5 there on the run, but they'll remain a yard or two short here with third down coming up. And the defense searches for one more stop here after the run on second down.
59.
3rd and 2, Stafford. It's complete. Abdullah. And he's got the first down yardage before he's brought down at the 42. He got 18 yards out of that one, and it gets him a new set of downs.
Good job, D. Good job. That's the way you fly to the ball.
First down and 10 now for the offensive group.
That's what I'm talking about, baby. Oh, yeah.
Set. Yellow 20. 40 guy. Easy.
Get in the weight room.
Alert.
Get
On
in
the
the weight
ball.
room.
So the D-line's going to spread out.
Set. Alert. Tag 32.
And he'll be brought down. Oh, that's a face mask. Certainly looked like it. Indeed, here come the flags. So that flag will cost him 15.
And it doesn't matter anymore how you get the face mask. Any part of it, that's going to be 15 yards.
Watch twist.
Now the offense lining up 1st and 10.
There we go, defense. That's the stop. Yeah.
Following the penalty, Abdullah.
That's what I'm talking about. Nice play, baby. Nice play.
And he'll get this one down near the 20-yard line. Good yardage as he rumbles for 24 and a first.
Sometimes those lines that are drawn on a grease board or in a playbook, they come to life out on the field, don't they? And we just saw that on that outside handoff to the right.
That right tackle, he gets excited for that call, doesn't he?
He does, because he just wants to dominate his guy and say, listen, I was the point of attack. I took care of business. That's why you're able to get downfield and add all those yards to your total.
Yeah, really nice gain there. Looking for a seam, but finding none. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it. Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be second down. And on 2nd and 10 now.
Double tight, guys. Double tight. Four
Set.
down.
180.
A toss to Abdullah. And he's going to fight his way forward here for a modest gain. And after getting tackled, he's still down and looking very slow to get up. While the training staff takes a peek, we'll take a break. And the defense with their backs against the wall a little bit here as the offense is in the red zone.
Set.
4 down. Even.
Hey, time 50. Yellow 20.
SOS.
Now it's Stafford. And a loss of 3 to bring up 4th. Now the Lions, they send out the field goal unit here. From the left hash, this from 37. And his kick is good. And the Lions are going to take a 3-0 lead. So the opening drive for them here on their home turf results in a field goal.
Now that's the way you want to get things started. Your stadium, your crowd, you've got the ball. Put points on the board first and let everyone start to celebrate.
And he'll bring it a few past the 20 to the 23-yard line. And Pittsburgh getting set to take the field. And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate. And, of course, they'd like to forget the inning, the interception. But they did put together, Charles, a nice sustained drive to get him down the field.
Yeah, and unfortunately for them, the only thing that matters is part two, right? Because once they threw the interception and finished off the drive, that does them no good to go back and say, well, you know, we had a good one going. Finish things off. That's the only way you can get it done.
Watch tight end. Tight end's right. Tight end's right.
All right, here we go. Blue 90.
Three down.
Blue 90.
Check. 3 down. 3 down.
They'll start out on the ground with Bell. And he'll be brought down somewhat awkwardly here, and a late flag as well. I think this one's going to be a face mask.
Baby. We got double tight. Double tight.
Here we go now.
We got 3 down.
319. 319. Go! Over! All right, now, lucky 56.
After the penalty, it's Bell. And some room to roam now. And he's got this one just across midfield to the 49. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3. If you start assessing what went wrong last week, Charles, in their loss, had nothing to do with the ground game. They ran it well.
And you also have to say to yourself as a team, don't go away from what worked. That's not the reason the game was lost. Running the football over time, when you do it consistently, usually translates into wins.
And they're hoping to do it consistently here.
No, check. Patriot. Patriot.
On 2nd down, it's Bell. And this time he's not going anywhere. They'll get him down right at the line of scrimmage.
Watch out.
Call it no gain that time, as it's going to leave him with a 3rd and about 3 to go. Back with Charles Davis, Brandon Gaudin. It's Steeler football to begin quarter number 2. They'll face a 3rd down conversion attempt here, 3rd and 3.
Watch tight end. Watch tight end. Tight right.
Set.
They'll look to throw here. He completes it to Bryant. A good pickup there, 26 yards. So there on that play, offensively, they ran the crossing route. Defense was in zone coverage. So as a former DB, how tough is it to defend that?
It's really difficult because your natural inclination is to chase the receiver and maybe leave your zone. So you have to have discipline in order to talk to your other coverage guys and let him know that that receiver's crossing from your zone to the next zone. He's coming your way. Make sure you have him. And then when the ball is actually thrown, secure the tackle. When they're moving on crossing routes, if you miss a tackle, it usually results in a big play.
Caught left side, Williams. A good pickup there. 8 yards on the first down completion.
Watch tight. Tight end right.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And some big-time hitting going on there. He is knocked to the ground at the 1-yard line. Now it appears we have a Steeler here slow to get up. While the training staff works on him, we'll step aside and be right back.
Now, look at you now, Barney.
Under crunch. Check.
Over.
Fighting for the end zone. He lost the football. It's out.
Wow, that ball gets knocked free, but a teammate comes along and scoops it up. It's almost like baseball. Guys at bat, people are on base in scoring position. One guy doesn't get him home. The next guy comes through and picks him up.
And and this is caught. It's Bryant, and it's a Steeler touchdown. Martavis Bryant with touchdown number 7 on the year. And the Steelers are able to strike for 6. And this is up and good to make it 7-3. Boswell on now to kick this one away. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And a pretty good return here. He'll be stopped just shy of the 25 at the 24-yard line. And Detroit getting set to go now. And last time able to get 3. It's not what they wanted. They wanted 6, but they got at least something. They mustered something out of the drive.
They'll take it. I like the way you've described it. Not ideal, but they'll take it. Anything to put some points on the board. But this time on offense, they don't even want to see the field goal kicker trot on the field. They want that ball in the end zone.
Yeah, they'll be going for 6.
Check 30.
On first down, Stafford here.
Check 43.
The completion good. This is Eric Ebron. They give him 17 yards that time as that'll move the chains.
A lot of tight ends just use their size and their strength, try to occupy some space and kind of body people away and catch the football. But not this guy. He's a refined route runner. Makes me wonder if he took some dance classes in his background with his footwork.
Strong right. Strong right. Strong right.
We go set. Blue 80.
We got 3. We got 3.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll be brought down, losing yardage back at the 40. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up second down.
Every year I go to the combine and marvel at the speeds that linebackers are running nowadays. They run like DBs. And let's face it, they know how to finish plays too. Eyes up, head up, run right through them.
Tight end to the right, boy. Tight end to the right. Move.
We're rolling. We're rolling. Yellow 80.
Alert. 3
Yellow
down.
80.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll be taken down just shy of midfield. A nice job there as he rumbles for 9. And it'll be back to a 3rd and 3.
But you've got to give kudos to your offensive line and the guy carrying the ball because they were in a 2nd and long situation. It seemed pretty dire, but they brought it back to 3rd and manageable with that run.
Under 4 to play now. Clock running. 3rd down.
Check, bunch set.
A shotgun snap for Stafford. He's going to hit his man out of the backfield. Complete. A gain of 8 and a 1st down.
We always talk about having to read defenses and how complicated that is. Well, this was an excellent read. Read the pressure and got rid of the football before it even got to him for a nice gain.
And when they're blitzing like that, running back usually a good spot to go with the football?
Without a doubt, because he's right in your sight line or he's near you. So you're able to just get it to him easily. And once he gets in space, that's usually a good matchup for him.
Now a handoff here to his running back. And he'll be brought down at about the 42. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
Well, he hasn't made much of an impact in the running game thus far, and after that last run, not much is going to change in that area.
He hasn't been able to get anything going, and really the offensive line not helping him much.
Single.
Check 9. Check 9. We go set. 180.
I'm going to run you over. I'm going to run you over.
On 2nd down, here's Stafford. Now they set up the screen. That's complete. And brought down, but able to get it to their 30-yard line. Give them 12 yards on that one. It earns them a fresh set of downs.
Watch tight. Tight end's right. Watch tight. Tight end's right.
You set. 180.
Jennings. He'll get it to the 23-yard line.
Oh, yeah.
7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 3.
That's a strong pickup right there on 1st down. And as this drive goes on, we're seeing an offensive line and running game imposing its will.
Watch 81. Watch 81.
2 minutes remain here in the first half. We'll come back to Ford Field after this. Offense staying ahead of the chains here, 2nd and 3.
Hey, we got tight left. 4 down.
Set.
Check.
180.
Mike's 50. Mike's 50.
Go here. Easy. Alert.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And not going to be able to push this forward. He runs into a wall right at the line of scrimmage. Call it no gain that time as it's going to leave him with a 3rd and about 3 to go. The Lions on third down. They've been okay, 2 for 3 thus far. This time it's 3rd and 3.
4 down, 4 down.
All right, boys, here we go. Blue 80.
Mike's 50, Mike's 50, Mike's 50.
Trio right, trio right.
From the gun, here's Stafford. And he'll find Galladay. That's complete. And he picks up the first as he's able to take it down to the 7-yard line. They're able to convert on third down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. An update from a game going on in Indianapolis. It's the Colts in that one that have grabbed the early lead. Now the Steelers put a stop to the action with a timeout defensively. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime. We'll keep you updated on that one as it progresses.
Set. Ready.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And the hole closes quickly here. He can fight only to about the 4. Give him 3 on the gain there. 2nd and goal.
Well, that call makes sense because they've been throwing it well on this drive, and once again, they show passing formation, showing the shotgun. Then they ran out of it. That's a nice play by them defensively, though, to hold it to a short gain.
And it's intercepted at the goal line. A great read, and it's picked off. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. He had a little bit of the turnover bug last week, 3 interceptions. Not an absolute disaster, but another one here. Do you start to get a little worried?
You worry about your team as a whole because you have to find a way to make those interceptions, quote-unquote, go away, and that means your defense. They've got to go out there on sudden change and at least hold people.
It got his man complete. A big play there just before halftime. And even 40 yards.
Usually hitting a deep post pattern, as we just saw there for a big gainer, that's tough to do because you usually have a safety or 2 in the middle of the field. But if you hit enough crossers and underneath routes and curls, you start to get those guys creeping up, wanting to make plays on the football. It's the equivalent of a changeup in baseball. You show your other stuff, throw the changeup, and on that play, it worked for big yardage.
So they pick up the first down after the run, and now they approach for the fresh set.
Right.
No, check. Patriot.
Now a play fake here on first down. Dancing to his left. Going deep here for Bryant. And that is incomplete. 7 seconds remaining. Trying to get it there to Martavis Bryant. And now it's 2nd down. They're going for a receiver there. Already has 1 touchdown in this first half. A second one not to be.
I like where their headspace is, though. I mean, I really like the thought process, right? You got a guy who's already scored 1, right? You want to go back to him, continue the hot hand, and make them adjust to you defensively. I like what they were trying to get done, even though they weren't successful.
So with 1 second left in the half, on is the field goal unit. It'll come from the right hash. It's a 47-yard attempt. And this is right down the middle as he puts it through. So we've reached halftime here with the visiting Steelers out in front. As we'll send you down to Orlando where Larry Ridley has our EA Sports halftime report. Larry? So both teams have their marching orders, and we'll get going again here in quarter number 3. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And he's able to get it across the 20, but not by much, as he's marked down at the 21-yard line. The Lions offense now with a football first here to begin quarter number 3. They're down here, but very much in this game. What's the tonality of a coach's talk when a game is within striking distance like this at intermission?
Typically, what they're doing is emphasizing the things that went well in the first half and wanting more of that. Sure, you've got to go over some of the errors and clean up some things because there's a reason you're down. But overall, I think they want to stay positive, stay up with this team. We're just starting the second half, and we've got the football. Let's go ahead and punch it in, and then we'll take it from there.
See how that recipe works. 2nd down now after the incompletion.
Check 59, Mike. Mike is 59. Mike the 59.
And he motions the wide receiver.
Too little, cupcake.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And an alley to run. And he finds some space past the 25 to the 27. That 2nd down run a big help as 7 yards leaves him with just a 3rd and 3 now. Out of the gun, Stafford. Got his man complete over the middle. It's Drake. And he's got the first down, yardage before being taken down at midfield. 23 yards on the play. And they're definitely showing blitz here.
180.
And he'll give it here to his running back. And he'll get this into enemy territory, but not by much as he's down to the 48. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
Sometimes with the running game, you've just got to stick with it. Look, it's the third quarter, no time to panic. But that also doesn't mean you just do it the same way you've been doing it the entire ball game. Maybe change up some blocking assignments or run a few different plays, but stay with the overall essence of the running game.
Set. 180.
Here's Stafford now on 2nd down. Throwing deep for Galladay. He rifles one that's intercepted. Read it well, and it's picked. First possession of the third quarter, an interception, so maybe a second-half tone setter.
Indeed, and not the tone they wanted to set. That's the equivalent of running out the wrong door and running into your pool instead of running out onto the field. A real dud for that one.
Has that happened to you before?
No, but I've heard stories about teams actually doing that back in the good old days.
Watch tight end. Watch tight end. Tight end's right. Tight end's right.
All right, here we go. 3-19.
He'll send a receiver in motion to the right.
On three. Motion.
Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. Throw right side, complete to Williams. A good pickup there, a 22. Right after the turnover, they come out throwing.
And that means it's a sudden change situation. We used to practice it on defense. Sudden change, get out there, stop the offense. But you typically run out there a little bit unsettled. I think that's why he came right out throwing the football, hoping to catch him off balance.
And he did.
Now let's go.
3 down.
They'll bring a receiver in motion right.
Here we go.
3 down. What do you want?
Back to throw now on 1st down. Man open left side, it's Williams. And he'll go down here right around the 23-yard line. 7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch. They like going to him in the slot. He catches another one.
I think this comes under the heading of, until they stop him, why not go back to him? He has something going really well. Great working relationship with the guy throwing the ball, and they keep making the connection.
Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. A swing pass caught. A good pickup there, a 22. This offense can certainly move quickly when they want to. 3 plays, 3 pass completions. In the blink of an eye, they've got it 1st and goal.
Almost felt like a lightning bolt hit in this game, didn't it? For them to get downfield that quickly. And now 1st and goal, expect them a tackle right here on this play.
Got his man, it's caught for a Steelers touchdown. Still plenty of time left in the game, but now starting to pull away a little bit. Get some breathing room with that one.
And I don't want people to think that NFL locker rooms are cookie cutter, that everyone's saying the exact same thing in every situation. But I do know that all 32 teams have an emphasis on starting fast. Game, the second half, no matter what. Whether it's first 5 minutes, first 3, whatever. This was a big score to start the second half.
And he'll be brought down at the 23, make it the 24-yard line. And Detroit getting set to go now. They're sort of seeing themselves spiral out of control. Let's see if they can get things back on track.
And this is where the coach is walking that.
Now the ball comes loose, and it's picked up by the Steelers. And they are going to take over right there at the 22-yard line. Well, let's see now, Charles. That's 7 turnovers between last week and this week. 3 here in this game, 4 in last week's game.
You know I do my research, right? And I go all the way back to the best coaches that have ever been in this game. And all of them started with ball security in some form or another, understanding that taking care of the ball was the key to winning games. They can't believe what they're seeing right now because they spend all this time on it with the fundamentals, taking care of it, tucking it away, and they're not doing it.
Detroit! All right, now look at 56. Now let's get 56.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he is hit pretty hard from the side as he's knocked down. 8 yards on the run there, and that leaves him with 3rd and just a couple.
That is a good run, probably right on the edge of breaking into something really big. So the defensive guys right now are talking about, okay, what can we do to slow him down before he truly gets started. Perhaps they overthought this one a little bit. They've been running it real well on this drive, and it was 3rd and short, okay? They decided to throw the football incomplete. Yeah, they might have thought just a little bit too hard about that play selection.
So they recover the fumble but could not take advantage of the short field. They do get 3.
And no one ever turns down 3 points going up on the board, but the offense will go to the sidelines wondering what if, while the defense on the other side, they'll celebrate holding them to just a field goal after giving up such bad field position.
And a nice return sets them up pretty good here at the 30-yard line. The Lions offense, they get ready to head back onto the field. And the turnover last time, that's sort of been symptomatic of their struggles here in this one.
Big word. I like it, though, because you're exactly right.
Like that, don't you?
All game long, they've struggled moving the ball, turning it over on the last possession. Is that where it's symptomatic?
Yeah.
I like that.
Your analysis, symptomatic of the success of this broadcast.
What I like is that you gave me the word, and I just kept using it. But if these guys are going to chop into that deficit, they're going to have to do a much better job in the run game. Caught behind the line of scrimmage, no yardage would be found.
Tight ends Ringo. Tight ends on the Ringo. Tight ends on the Ringo. Odd.
Lady.
3 down. Odd.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And running room scarce here. He's going to be stopped in his tracks at the line of scrimmage. No gain on that one as it brings up a 3rd and 10.
And while there was no gain on that run, we do know coaches whose identity is rooted in taking it almost to the limit and then changing things up on you down the stretch. I think we're getting really close to that point in time, though, where the identity may have to go out the window. They've got to go a little bit faster in order to try and win the game.
And the Steeler pressure too much here. He's going down. Charles Tapper in there to get him for sack number 9 now on the year. Here comes the Lions punter now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. And last week in the loss, 5 punts as he gets this one away. Taking it about the 36. A great return there, bobbing and weaving his way for 31 yards. And the Steeler offense, they're set up nicely as they take over. Elsewhere around the NFL, they're in the 3rd quarter in Carson. Now, you saw the score at the bottom of your screen a moment ago. We got a good one going on there. And we'll keep an eye on that one as our game goes along here. They'll try and get the running game going with Bell. Stops short of the 25, but that second effort got him a couple extra. It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4. They'll set up a throw.
3rd quarter and you've got the lead. You're not ready to go into that 4-minute offense to close the game out, but a running game can really benefit your team right now.
And the hit jarred it loose. It's incomplete. Well, they were handed great starting field position on this drive, but now they face a 3rd and 4.
Leopard! Here we go!
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he's going to get the first down as they bring him down at the 23. A gain of 4 that time as the drive continues.
On 3rd down, that's a good job of situational football and understanding where the first down marker was and getting there.
Let's get it.
No. Check. Patriot!
They'll look to throw now on first down.
Watch the slant.
And he's able to get it to the edge of the red zone at the 20-yard line. He'll get 3 yards on the scramble there. It's 2nd down.
How about a tip of the cap to the defense? They're working against a very mobile quarterback, but all day long they've kept him under wraps. And on that play, they held him to a short gain.
Now back to throw. Escaping the pressure right. This will be caught inside the 10. And they've got it inside the 10 at the 8. It's a nice pickup of 12 yards, and it gives them a 1st and goal.
Last stop.
1st and goal from the 8. And the defense definitely showing blitz here.
Move.
Now let's go!
From the shotgun. He'll look to throw. And this one's incomplete. He was looking for Mike Williams that time. And that'll bring up second down.
Those throwing windows get a lot tighter near the end zone, don't they? And here's the thing. You already probably have 3 points in your hip pocket. You force a throw here and give up an interception, you come away with nothing.
Especially tough in the middle third of the field where he threw that one.
No, check. Patriot.
Go now.
No, check. Patriot.
Now they'll throw here out of the gun. His throw incomplete.
All right, Captain. It's batten down the hatches time defensively. Dodged 2 pass attempts to the end zone. Now what do you think they're going to try and dial up on 3rd and goal?
Well, knowing them and knowing what we just seen, I think they're throwing it again, don't you?
I think you have to. I think in this situation, you've kind of run out of your running plays. Fire another one into the end zone.
The offense on 3rd down, they've been near perfect. 4 for 5 to this point. This is 3rd and goal. Back to throw here. And that will be incomplete as well. How about the defensive stand here from 1st and goal, 3 straight incompletion?
Yeah, I think people are wondering why didn't they try and run it at least once in there. But once the first incompletion happened, it's almost like they were committed to throwing the ball from then on out.
So 3 field goals for him here, and this last one helps him stretch out the lead.
And he's been solid as usual. And this is what you need to do. Make sure you get points out of every possession. And so far, they've done a nice job of that.
That'll be taken in the end zone. And the decision to bring it out will cost him about 5 yards as he'll get this only back to the 20. And Detroit getting set to go now. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here.
Baby, get him, boys. Get him, boys. Single. 85, I'm coming for you. I'm coming for you. Here we go.
To throw on 2nd down is Stafford. Throw left side complete. That's Jennings. And he's brought down after a good gain. He got 29 yards that time. You cannot write these guys off just yet, not with a quarterback like that under center.
You mean it actually crossed your mind with him running the team that you could actually maybe write this game off?
Not yet.
Not a chance. Not with him. We've seen it too many times.
So after that big play, let's see if they can catch their defense maybe on their heels.
Field clip. All day.
You go set. Little 80.
59,
Hey, 50,
Mike,
he's set. Little 80.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he's going to be brought down inside the 45 at the 43. A solid run on 1st down. Gain of 7 leaves him with a 2nd and 3.
That play wasn't quite as big as the play that preceded it, but still, got to like the way they're moving the football, partner.
Absolutely. Pretty good room to run on that last play.
Yeah, they didn't get a 1st down, but still, you'll take runs like that each and every time, won't you?
And he's going to be wrapped up and driven down. Charles Tapper in there to sack him, and that is 10 for him now on the year. After the sack, Stafford and the Lions come up on a 3rd and long situation.
Hey, check.
You go set. 180.
Check.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he's got the first before he's brought down at the 39-yard line. They needed 15. They got 16 and a 1st down.
Well, so much for him being bottled up throughout the day. Finally finds a way to break through and get a really nice gain. The defense had felt great about what they had going. Now they've got to turn their attention to getting it back in that direction. Can they bottle him up again? Because I'd say after that run, confidence is pretty high for him.
And lucky to get away with one there. That one nearly picked. 2nd down. Another wayward pass. You know, things started out poorly in this game, and to be frank, they just really haven't gotten much better.
And all that does is embolden a secondary. They feel good about what's going on, and they just play better and better.
Back to the air. Stafford on second down. Out to the flat. That's complete to his running back. And they'll be inside the 35 now at the 34-yard line. It's a gain of 5, and that's going to bring up a third down.
Here they come, here they come, here they come. Hot, 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 hot.
From the gun, Stafford. He's got a first down and much more inside the 20. And he gets this one all the way down inside the 15, just shy of the 10. And they're able to convert on third with a solid gain of 23. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll get this one down to about the 10-yard line. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
So if I'm an offensive coordinator, there's one thing that I know for sure. This is one of the top 5 teams in the NFL against the run. So when I look at my playlist, I'm probably thinking about throwing it.
9 yards still remaining here to pick up the first on second down.
Let's get that ball, D. Let's get that ball.
You go set. Blue 50.
Mike's 59.
Hey, set,
Mike's
set.
59.
280.
They give this time to the tailback. And a short pickup there down to about the 9. Back-to-back 1-yard runs here, so that leaves them with a third down and 8.
Tough day, tough sledding right there. And
they're going to get him. They bring him down to the sack back at the 16-yard line. Bud Dupree in there to get him, and that's sack number 8 for him on the year.
That's how we do it.
A critical one here if they're going to have any shot at this thing. So they'll go for it on 4th down. As expected, they're going for it to keep the drive alive. And this is incomplete. Jim Caldwell's guys cannot come through there on 4th down. And this Steeler defense able to come up with a stop. The Steelers offense now, they get ready to head back on the field. And they had 3 points last time, but they didn't want 3 points because they were well within range of scoring a touchdown. We'll see if they can do better now.
I'm with you on that one. Let's just go ahead and be frank about the whole thing. The only one happy about the 3-point
kicker.
Exactly. He put it through the post. That's going to help him at contract time. But that offense, they're thinking, let's get in the end zone this time.
I don't know if that helped him at contract time. You could have kicked that one through.
I don't know about that.
Toe bash.
I don't know about that. Super
All right, here we
toe.
go. No. Check. Patriot.
The give is to Bell. And he got blown up on that play. Back at the 20. And they'll lose a yard that time, and that's going to lead to a third down. Time for a break. We'll come back and see this one out after this. They'll look to throw. Out left side here to Bryant. And he's able to get it to the 33. Good enough for a first down. It's a Pittsburgh first down, a gain of 13. A much better effort we're seeing from him under center this week versus last week when he threw 4 picks.
He has thrown to 1 in this game, but you're right. When you cut it down from 4 the previous week, and we always talk about adjustments, well, he made some in practice.
Nowhere to go here. He lost the football.
On plays like this where the ball comes free, it's often unusual for the team that lost it to get it back. Because this is the quarterback. The ball gets away from him. Everyone else is trying to execute what they're supposed to do on offense. They're usually looking in the other direction, downfield, or have moved away from it. In this case, though, a teammate is able to come up with the ball.
Single. I got a single on the slot.
That one looks like he'll throw here. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And fortunately, he's able to reel it back in, but it's going to go down as a big loss here on the play. He got it stripped, but you can see the panic in his face from up here through the helmet. He was able to dive back on it.
A good bit of fortune for him because oftentimes on a strip sack, when that ball is wrenched out of your grasp, it can go in any different direction. It can go way away from you. In this case, it didn't matter. He was able to get on it.
Elsewhere, they're into the 4th at Lucas Oil Stadium in Indianapolis. And scoring yet again, the Colts extend that lead. Remember to keep an eye on the ticker, of course, at the bottom of your screen for updates on that game and others around the NFL. Need something from deep in the bag of tricks here after first and second down went backwards. It's third and very long. They'll drop to throw. It's complete on the bubble screen. That's Cochran. And he'll be out of bounds just shy of the 30. They get 13, but it's not nearly enough. And it'll be fourth down.
Well, that's certainly playing down and distance very well by the defense, isn't it? Take whatever you want underneath, by all means.
He punted 4 times in the loss last week as he gets this one away here. This is taken at about the 14. Oh, and now he bowls him over. A nice job on the return there, 16 yards. And the Lions will take over. And Detroit getting set to go now. They've lost this one. Their offense has struggled. Do they try to put together something here at the end just to take into next week?
Yeah, sometimes teams want to do that and coaches want to. I remember one time I was on a team and we were losing late in the game like this, and you knew it was lost. It was over, right? And the coach called a running play and pretty much said to everyone, I want to see something executed well before we get out of here. And that was the message to the team.
Just something to build on.
Just something to build on, get it done, and maybe we can look at that and say, we'll get better as we go forward.
7 yards on the play, and that'll make it a second down. One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. They're tackling them almost on the spot. That means you have to run extra plays, harder to move it.
Gotta get the point. Get on the point right
Here we go. 180.
To throw on second down. Stafford over the middle, complete. That's Drake. And he's going to get this down to the 35-yard line. A really good pickup of 28 yards. Now a first down throw. Stafford.
Yeah, baby.
And he's going to be intercepted a third time. Picked off at the 15. And the return will stop right around the 25. So now he's equaled his interception total from a week ago. Remember, Charles, he had 3 last week.
And you know, all week long he vowed to take that number down. Told the guys on the team, don't worry, things are going to pick up. I've got this. But he is in a major league rut right now. Let's see if his teammates can pick him up along the way.
You're right. He talked about being cool, calm, collective, rebounding. Not rebounding right here. On the NFL scoreboard, they are in the 4th now in Carson. Chargers have scored again, so they are really opening it up. We'll keep you updated on that one as it progresses. They'll try and start this drive in the air. He's going to float this one deep right side. So they took a shot on first down but couldn't connect.
I remember a coach telling me a long time ago the difference between playing corner and safety in the NFL. Corner is like the Autobahn. Everybody just flying by, and these corners have been really busy in this game, although they got it done on the last play.
On the last play, yes, but there have been some good numbers put up against them offensively. So they're still at the original line of scrimmage here. Second down and 10.
Ohio! Let's go! What? No! Watch the twist! Watch the twist!
Oh, he's got a little daylight.
Hey, switch gears, switch gears.
Le'Veon Bell, it's a foot race.
They're coming! Blitz! Blitz!
And into the end zone. Touchdown, Pittsburgh.
Great job, man.
Le'Veon Bell with a lucky number 13 touchdowns now on the year. And the Steelers find a way to stretch their lead. Boswell on now to kick this one away. Fielded about a yard deep. And he'll make it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. And Detroit getting set to go now. They're down big here late. I don't know. You just one last drive here for pride?
Some people like to do that. I remember playing for a guy once. We were down huge, and someone said, Coach, what do you want to call? He just waved a hand like, who cares? Let's get out of here and do something some other time. But some teams like to do something at the end to feel a little bit better as they continue to move forward.
Yeah, probably just want to put this one behind them. Well, Charles, it's great to win it.
Hello, everybody. I'm Larry.
Larry, we welcome our viewers to Duval County, the northern part of Florida, and the largest city in the Sunshine State, as EA Sports coverage of the NFL takes us to Everbank Field here in Jacksonville. Today, it's week 4, and we've got what should be a great one here between the Philadelphia Eagles and the Jacksonville Jaguars. They go play action here on first down. Oh, he's going to take a shot right away. And it drops down incomplete. Thought he might have had it. Instead, second down. So second and 10 here.
Now let's go. Now look at 56. Look at 56.
I'm here all day.
Here we go now. 319. 319.
Off the play fake. Blankenship. And his throw's going to be incomplete. So now an early 3rd and 10 here on their opening drive.
Here we go now.
Off play action. Blankenship. Eagle pressure. Too much this time. Down he goes. He probably feels like he cannot get a break. He was sacked 7 times last week. And here we go again in the first quarter.
And we always talk about the internal clock of a quarterback in the pocket and how he has to have a real keen sense of it in order to get rid of the football. After being sacked 7 times last week, that clock has been sped up.
And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off at the 38. And he'll take this back down inside the 20. That interception sets them up beautifully already in the red zone.
And you could hear it all.
So the football will be at the 25-yard line as this offense gets set to take over. Here comes the Jaguars offense as they get set here. Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. And that is incomplete.
Had the right idea there, trying to throw it to the sideline, but he led him just a little bit too much, trying to get it out to his receiver. Ends up falling to the ground incomplete.
Here we go now. Green, 39.
Sanders in motion right.
Let's go, motion.
Throwing again on 2nd and 10. Blankenship nowhere to escape, and he goes down. He didn't get rid of the football there, took the sack, although that's easier said than done. He can't just chuck the thing sideways into the seats.
No, he really can't because you're not afforded total protection as a quarterback. You have to get outside of the tackle boxes as defined by the NFL, meaning wherever your tackles operate normally, get outside of that, and the ball that you throw has to get back to at least the line of scrimmage. Otherwise, you face an intentional grounding call.
A big third down conversion with a gain of 28. Back to throw. Blankenship. And the tip there altered the ball flight, and it falls incomplete. It'll be second down.
You got to give some credit. They're able to hop up in the air and bat that one away. And that's frustrating for an offensive lineman because the only recourse is when he goes in the air to try and give some type of a pop or a shove, hoping to bring his arms down.
Now he'll look to throw here on 2nd and 10. And incomplete there. A nice hit. Jars the ball free and brings up third down.
This team is not going to make it easy for you. They're a physical group, and we just saw it there on that play. He came in, made the contact, just as he's trying to haul it in.
And he finds a man on a crossing route. First down, Jacksonville. The passing game looking sharp on this drive for the Jags. Well, maybe that'll help him settle back into a groove after the interception on the first drive here, picking up the first to start drive number 2.
And it is just starting over, isn't it? Sometimes it's just how you have to do it. You have to erase things from your mind. Don't worry about what happened before, because over the course of a game, the good players, things turn out pretty well for them, and that's what he's trying to do here.
19. Watch him now, Barney.
Kill.
Now let's go. Green, 30. No. Check. Patriot. Now let's go. Check.
Looking to throw on 2nd down. Blankenship throwing middle, and it's complete. And he's able to get it down to the 25-yard line. They get 6 on the pickup there as the drive will continue. Off the play fake. Blankenship. He's going to flip one out here to his running back. And down inside the 15 he goes. Now this will be the 9th play on this drive.
Watch tight end.
Hurry up, here we go.
Inside the red zone here. They'll look to throw. Got his man. It's caught. Touchdown, Jaguars. Good bounce back drive right there. The offense set to take the field here as they have the football in the final minute of this first quarter. Here comes the Jaguars offense as they get set to go again. And that last drive, a long drive, but not just that. They had a great air attack there. Do they stick with that?
I would think that they would, because if they were...
Oh, this is taken in. It's complete. And he's taken down, but not before he gets this into enemy territory across the 40.
Here we go now. Green, 39.
They'll send a receiver in motion
39.
left.
Quit talking about it and bring it.
Detroit.
Take motion.
Off play action. Blankenship. And on the catch right side, this is Sanders. And he works it to the 30-yard line here, right at the 30. A good pickup there. 8 yards on the first down completion.
Now let's go.
To throw on 2nd down. Blankenship. Forced out to his left. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. At the end of one, 10-7 our score. EA Sports NFL Sunday return. Alongside the former defensive back Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. It's Jaguar football as we begin quarter number 2. And they're on the move here. They've got it 1st and 10.
Now let's go. Blue 90.
The wide receiver moving to a new spot.
Gun. Over.
From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. Steps away to his left. And they'll bring him down at the 13-yard line. He'll wind up getting right about 4 there on the scramble, and it's 2nd down.
Strong right. Hey.
Looking to throw on 2nd down. Blankenship. He's got the lane, and there he goes. He's at the 40, the 20, 10, and he takes this one back into the end zone, and the Eagles defense gets a pick 6 TD. So the football will be at the 25-yard line as this offense gets set to take over. Out comes the Jacksonville offense as they get set to take over here. And following the pick six, and they had decent field position in throwing that pick six. We'll see how they attack this drive.
And I think all you say to your guy is, listen, let's just take care of the football a little bit better. Make some better decisions on this drive, and they'll probably help them a little bit with maybe some really high percentage throws early and let him get settled back in.
They told him, they told us, they've got confidence. That's not a problem.
Yeah, not a problem at all.
It's caught inside the 25. Touchdown, Jaguars. A big play there. His second touchdown. So this offense will head back out there, already in excellent field position thanks to the interception. And now out come the Jags. It's a quick turnaround for them after the turnover, but the way they moved it on their last drive, they're probably eager to get right back at it.
And you know me and you know my tendency.
And it'll be intercepted. Picked off with great anticipation.
Alert three.
And he will take this across midfield and down to the 48-yard line. So the football will be at the 25-yard line as this offense gets set to take over. The Jaguars getting set to go. They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. And with 3 interceptions thrown already, we'll see. Do they rely more on the ground game here?
They may have to change things offensively to try and settle things down, not just for the guy throwing the ball, but for the rest of the offensive unit, because his confidence has to be shaken a little bit. And you just wonder, is the backup going to start to warm up a little bit over on the sideline?
And that one falls incomplete. Looked like he might have had position there, but he couldn't hold on at second down. I know he wants to get his team back in the game, but a 50-50 ball right there that maybe was a little questionable.
He's pretty lucky to get that one back. I think that sometimes these quarterbacks play.
Pressure comes, and down he goes. The Eagles get there for the sack.
I'm starting to feel for that quarterback back there. I mean, you know me. Normally, don't have a lot of empathy for the QB, right? In this case, definitely. He's been on constant duress this entire game. I don't know how he's surviving back there.
And to think, there's still a long way to go in this football game. And that one incomplete. Had some position, but couldn't hold on, and it brings up 4th down. This secondary has been roasted in this first half, but they get a measure of revenge there. Nice play on the deep ball.
Yeah, they're going to need a few more plays like that in order to get their confidence fully back, but that's one step in the proper direction.
And he gets it away, a directional kick going toward the sideline. He'll look to set up his blockers. That'll go as a 42-yard punt. They'll be aided by a loss. So the football will be at the 25-yard line as this offense gets set to take over. The Jaguars offense now heads back onto the field. Looking to throw. Blankenship. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Now you got to hustle your guys to the line and get them set.
No. Check. Patriots. Green 39. Green 39.
Motion to the backfield.
Off the play fake. Blankenship. And he's taken down. Back in his own 7. And now the Eagles going to signal for a timeout. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime. Need something from deep in the bag of tricks here after 1st and 2nd down went backwards. It's 3rd and very long.
Here we go now. Detroit.
Off play action. Blankenship. He's going to loft one deep left side here. And a shot taken on 3rd down, unsuccessful. 4th down now.
And attempted a deep ball there. They didn't get it. But, boy, they're going to need a few of those to actually hit in order to get back into this game.
Good thing they do have a little bit of time here still left in the contest. Decent-sized deficit, but not one that they can't manage.
Here we go now.
They'll try and throw for it here. He's going to loft one deep left side here. And this is going to be incomplete. A surprising move to go for it, and predictably, at least somewhat predictable. So the football will be at the 25-yard line as this offense gets set to take over. Out comes the Jaguar offense now as they get set to take over. And what do you think goes on here in this situation? If you got the football, it's caught inside the 25. And all the way down to the 22-yard line. A big play there just before halftime. 53 yards. Now a play fake here on first down. And that is incomplete. Down to 15 seconds now. Some of the fans here don't seem too happy about what we've seen in this first half.
No, not at all, and I understand why. They've looked lethargic, out of sync, and it shows on the scoreboard.
Off the play fake. Blankenship. Flushed out right. Incomplete, and we're down to 8 seconds now. This drive, which was going so smoothly, all of a sudden it's a little bit of a roadblock here with 2 straight incompletions.
Yeah, apparently this defense has had enough. Apparently they're saying, no more. We're making a stand right here, right now. But it is 3rd and 10. They've got to get after him one more time.
Leopard!
4 down. Check.
Detroit!
Check.
On 3rd down, Blankenship.
Watch the slant.
And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Snags it for the pick. And I think he's going to go. They're not going to get him. Past the 20. And they will finally get him, but not until he's all the way down inside. So now this offense will take over, and they will have the football at their own 20-yard line.
Now let's go. Green 39. Green 39.
And the wideout in motion.
Gun.
I got you.
Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. He's got his man on the crossing route.
Yeah, baby.
And he's able to get this one up to the 45-yard line. A really nice gain of 25 yards.
Watch it now, Barney. Gun.
Deuce.
Off play action. Blankenship. And he slings one that's incomplete.
Brandon, at least there's one bright side to that incompletion.
What's that?
It wasn't an interception.
Wow. You're a nice guy. That was kind of savage. But correct. No pick, just incomplete that time. Back to throw now on 2nd and 10. And he fires one incomplete.
Let's face it, if you want to get back into the game, these are the kind of throws you got to hit. He's wide open right there. Got to be able to get it to him, don't you think?
And those are the throws that haven't been available to him every time he's dropped the pass. Yeah, that's a big miss. Back to throw. Blankenship. And it's knocked away and incomplete.
This defense is continuing to contest every deep ball that is thrown downfield. And, look, it doesn't matter whether you're playing man or zone. Eventually, that becomes man-on-man, and you've got to trust yourself and go up at that moment of truth and make a play on the football.
Leopard!
Watch the ship.
They'll bring the tight end in motion right here.
Check three.
Over! Back 99 Philly, here we go! Back 99 Philly, here we go!
They're indeed going for it as they look to throw. Eagle pressure, too much this time. Down he goes. Boy, a real head-scratcher there. So the football will be at the 25-yard line as this offense gets set to take over. The Jags offense now gets set and heads back onto the field. Looking to throw. Blankenship. And that's caught inside the 35. And he takes it all the way down to the 32. It's a big play for the Jaguars. 43 yards.
Hurry up, here we go!
Off the play fake. Blankenship being chased out left. And I think that one might have been intercepted, but he will be ruled out of bounds. So this will go only as incomplete. Well, interceptions have been a problem in this one. If he could have gotten his feet down here, it would have been another.
Would have been a huge one. They've had a great game taking the ball away. Thought they had another one, just unable to get those cleats in bounds.
And the catch made by Walters. And he works it to the 30-yard line here, right at the 30. That throw good for only a couple. It brings up third down.
Hurry up, here we go. 3, 9, check. Patriot, Leopard.
To throw on third down. Blankenship buying time to his left. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. Offensively, they're going to have to figure this out before next week. 7 sacks in one game.
Yeah, and that's more than any quarterback should have to bear. And if this continues on, there will be another quarterback in the game because no one can stand up to this week after week.
Back to throw. Blankenship nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And it's picked up by the Eagles. And another mistake here defensively as a flag is down on the tackle. And that's going to tack on 15 more. Officials so cognizant of it.
We got four down.
Now the offense back out onto the field as they'll take over here in the final minute of this third quarter. Here comes the Jaguars offense as they get set here. And last time the turnover on the fumble, and they were in enemy territory, so that had to be very frustrating. Down on the scoreboard here, can't do it again.
You nailed every part of what was frustrating. Down on the scoreboard, had a drive going, had pushed it past the 50-yard line so they felt like they were in striking distance, and to come away with nothing, not a good feeling at all, to put it mildly. Now they can't afford to do that again.
Yeah, now can they get that bad taste out of their mouth here? He lost 2 there, and it's third down. And this is a blowout so far as we get set for the fourth quarter. A very one-sided affair. The Jaguars on third down. They've struggled to the tune of 2 for 8 so far. This is going to be 3rd and 13. Now this time he'll look to throw. Dancing to his left, and he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. Their already slim hopes are going to ride on this one. They'll go on 4th down.
4 down. Alert.
Here we go now.
Got to try it here. He's back to throw.
Defense focus.
Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's short. He's at the 30, 20. And he is taken down deep in Philadelphia territory. An unbelievable play there on 4th and long. 69 yards.
We know it's tough enough to pick up first downs on third down plays, but when you go for it on 4th down, sometimes you're actually just praying, and on that play, the prayer was answered.
Oh, he dropped it. And that's pretty indicative of the way this one's gone.
This defense was definitely alert to the possibility of the deep ball, and they were more than ready for it.
They've got the lead, fourth quarter. Maybe can expect more passes like that downfield.
Right here. He's tight on the right.
To throw again. Blankenship. Incomplete.
What's the old adage, be quick but don't hurry? Well, that went right out the window there. He was hurried, harassed. That ball had to be gotten rid of, otherwise he was going to get sacked.
This offense was on the move. Now 2 straight incompletions have him looking at 3rd and 10.
Leopard.
Keep 39.
Over.
Looking to throw. Blankenship. Got a man. He finds Sanders. And he picks up the first as he's able to take it down to the 7-yard line. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. Now they'll run it on the toss. And he takes it in. Touchdown, Jacksonville. A great play there. His first touchdown. So the football will be at the 25-yard line as this offense gets set to take over. Here comes the Jaguars offense as they get set to go again. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked, but you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments. Well, I guess we just discovered that someone is certainly not going to sit back and just take it in this game, huh?
No, they were trying to get that touchdown back in one shot.
One shot, trying to help out his defense and let the other team know they were coming after him.
Off play action. Blankenship. He's going to loft one deep left side. And this will be caught at the 30. A big third down play there for the Jags. 46 yards. They don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway.
Green. All right, now, look at 56.
Off the play fake. Blankenship. And a flag comes in as that one falls incomplete.
Check 13.
Well, let's see who this is on. This home crowd, they're happy with that call.
I like the way you said happy there, right? The so-called good guys didn't get a call. They feel like it's been that way all afternoon. You feeling their pain?
They finally got one.
Yes, they did.
The quick slant caught. Back-to-back nice gains. That one for 14 yards and another first. Now they got to get to the line quickly.
All right, here we go. Detroit! Detroit!
Check 49.
Hurry up, here we go.
Now a
Green,
receiver in
39.
motion left.
Green, 39. Back 99, Philly. Here we go.
Off play action. Blankenship. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. They're all through now, by the way, in the Meadowlands. And it was the Titans who were able to take home the victory there. Marcus Mariota, 2 touchdown passes in the W. Well, Charles, it's one thing to win. It's another thing to win and put up the amount.
You